Hey friends, hope the New Year's treating you well. We're easing into it the best we can. I left my coffee in the car, but I have had some. I wanted to talk a little bit today about Woody Guthrie's New Year's resolutions. He wrote these in a notebook on January 1st, 1943. What is that, 80 years ago? That doesn't seem possible. Is my math right? 80 years ago? I don't know. I love Woody Guthrie, and I'm kind of surprised we don't talk about him more on this channel. I should probably do something about that. But this is a perfect time. Somewhere, however many years ago, people started spreading this around on New Year's Day. Maybe you haven't seen it, but I dig Woody's, plans for his New Year's resolutions. I'm not a big New Year's resolutions type guy. Mine usually revolve around, I want to spit off of bridges. I want to throw rocks at things. Just want to remember to go out and do something that has nothing to do with a computer. If I had a resolution, it would be to have nothing to do with phones, computers, emails, or anything. But I also have to make a living, so those things come in handy with that. But anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. These are Woody Guthrie's resolutions for 1943. Number one is work more and better. Yeah. Number two, work by a schedule. That's a good one. That's not bad. Some of us are better at doing that than others. Wash teeth, if any. That's pretty damn funny. I'm guessing in 1943, people probably were losing all their teeth at a very young age. So shave. That's one I'm not going to jump on top of. Take a bath. I do that every day, whether I need it or not. Eat good, fruit, vegetables, milk. I'm not sure that milk is eating good. We've probably learned since then, but more fruits and vegetables are good. Drink very scant, if any. I'm not a drinker, never have been, so I got that one covered. Write a song a day. Think about that one. Write a song a day. That's a hell of a lot of songs. That means you're going to end up with, 365 new songs at the end of the year. If you stopped, I'm putting myself in this situation. If I write a 12-bar blues song every day, even realizing it's going to be a crummy song, not even giving myself the pressure of trying to write something good that I'd be proud of, that's freaking hard. Every single day, write a song. It's worth back in 1943, people had way less distractions, and they were sitting there with their thoughts way more often, and I'm guessing that was a little easier to do. Woody was getting lost in his brain a lot more than most of us are these days. But if you decided to just write every day for a month, we'll say 145, like Louie Louie, the da-na-na, da-na, da-na-na. That was not a 145, I think 145. I think I just blew that. It's early. But imagine just writing that 3-chord progression, the same one every day. That would not be easy, let alone writing something that you actually really feel proud of. Anyway, write a song every day was number 8. Wear clean clothes, look good. I can do that one. Well, I don't know if I can look good, but I can wear clean clothes. Shine shoes. I see no use in shining shoes whatsoever, but maybe it would have been more important back then. Change socks. I can guarantee you that every single day of 2023, I will put on a clean pair of socks. I guarantee it. I'll go out on a limb. I got that one covered. Change bedclothes often. Amy seems to change those every few days. Like before I even start thinking about it, she'll change those. Read lots of good books. That's a good one. That's a really good one. There's one that you need a little bit of downtime and a little bit of alone time. How many books did you guys read last year? I don't know how many I did, but it was more than a few. I'm getting lost here. Read lots of good books was number 13. Listen to radio a lot. I dig that. I'm thinking I would have liked 1943 radio better than I would these days. I'm guessing podcasts might count as radio. Maybe. So those of you who just listen to this on YouTube, maybe this counts as radio if you're not actually watching, which is probably not a bad idea. Learn people better. Learn people better. That might be the best one of all in this entire thing. It's not that easy to actually understand each other. And I think we all know how hard that is these days. But I think a big part of what we do here, I mean, you and I, who many of you see the world quite differently than I do. It's bound to happen. But yet here we are, enjoying this time together and maybe being decent to one another for a short period of time before we go out into the world and start clubbing each other over the head. Learn people better, though. I feel like I'm pretty good at reading people and knowing people and being able to understand their intentions, their wants and their desires. There's some people that you meet that you just, it's like, I do not understand where they're coming from, and I try really hard, and I just don't get it. But it served me really well in life. I feel like I can, even if I don't agree with somebody, a lot of times I can understand where they're coming from and disagree, and then maybe an understanding can be reached between the two of us, and then we can find a way to move forward in a better way. Sometimes it's just not going to happen. I'm getting bogged down in learn people better. I'm going to write that down on my desk when I get home and just remind myself, learn people better and keep Rancho clean. Keep Rancho clean. I think that Woody's got a little bit of a problem with, he's thinking he's a little dirtier than he is. I don't think he's a neat freak. I'm thinking Woody Guthrie spent time riding trains, sleeping in haystacks, and then when he walks into New York and he ends up in the nice neighborhoods or whatever, and he's still got some straw in his hair, and his shoes are all messed up because he walked through a cow pasture, and he's thinking, I need to shine these shoes. I think Woody was dealing with some of that in his head, and we all deal with things like that. But anyway, don't get lonesome. I wish it was as easy as just to remind yourself, don't get lonesome. But that kind of belittles what people are going through who are actually suffering from depression. And I'm sure there are stages of that. And there are times when I start to feel a little bit lonesome or just not feeling so great, and I can talk myself out of it by just simply trying to think, okay, you're a person and you're experiencing this right now because the sun has not come out in 8 days, which is probably about true. It's overcast, it's gloomy, it's in the middle of winter. You're feeling this way because, your body is responding to something. I can talk myself out of that. But I don't think that's like clinical depression or anything. So if I can tell myself don't get lonesome, those are the times when I can, feel a little bit better about that. I'm not belittling those of you. I don't want to minimalize what some of you are actually experiencing and feeling. I'm just kind of sharing where I'm at. But yeah, I sit inside the house in low light, and the seasonal affective disorder starts kicking in, and I think, I'm going to go stand out in a field today, and I'm going to talk to the people. A little Saturday morning coffee thing, and get a little bit more daylight today. That's kind of how I end up out here. So don't get lonesome. Stay glad. I feel pretty happy. I think Amy's first, I shouldn't say this, her first like nickname for me when we first met each other was Happy-O, because I'm always, pretty much in a good mood. I don't get too low. And my friends used to say, I don't understand, like everybody I know is miserable, but you're pretty happy with life. And it's like, I don't have a lot of expectations out of life. Just happy to be here, and I just spend the day doing things that I want to do and try to figure out a way to barely get by in the process. But this is getting deep, man. Woody's getting to me here. Keep hoping machine running. Keep hoping machine running. Keep his hope machine running. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Hope Machine, there's a band name for you. That's pretty good. Well, we had a little bit of a technical difficulty. I was out in the field, my battery ran out. This is about 3 hours later. I had to go back home, charge my camera, and then come outside here. So, picking up where we left off. Sorry about the delay here, but if the background looks a little different, it's because I'm not in the park anymore. But I think the last one was keep the hope machine running, which is always good. Dream good. Man, I sleep really, really well. I sleep long and hard, and I have very vivid dreams, so that's a good one. Bank all extra money is 21, and 22 is save dough. I think those are kind of the same thing, but I guess Woody wanted to make a big point of it. I'm just a cheap bastard, always have been. I don't like spending money, and Amy is like way more frugal than I am, so it's pretty easy for us not to spend money and to, put it away. So I'm with Woody on that one. And have company, but don't waste time. Have company, but don't waste time. I guess have friends over and hang out, but don't hang out too much. I'm not real sure what that one is, but the idea of hanging out with friends is good. I'm all for that one. I don't want anybody in my house, though. I don't invite anybody over. That's not cool. We'll go on a neutral area, and we'll have the hang there. Let's see. Send, marry, and kids money. I hope Woody did that a lot. Play and sing good. Yeah. Take your craft seriously and, try to get better at it. Don't try to be perfect, but just try to get better. That's always good. And sing as good as whatever singing good for you means. I think of, we all think of like Otis Redding, Aretha Franklin. I'm trying to think of people that could just sing their asses off. Charlie Rich, George Jones, Freddie Mercury. There are people like that. But for every one of those, there's a David Byrne, who can really carry it. Like a Bob Dylan. I love Bob singing because he's able to deliver a song, and that's the most important thing. So you don't have to have that perfect voice, but you can keep pushing and expressing what you do. Mick Jagger, great example. A person who just flat out delivers a song, completely believable. Lucinda Williams, but play and sing good. Dance better. I'm a pretty damn good dancer, but Amy doesn't let me do it. So, I see Kevin Russell, my buddy Kevin Russell, on his Instagram things, like the Shiny Ribs Instagram. If you don't follow him, you ought to, but Kevin's always dancing on there, and good for Kevin, man. I think it's beautiful. I think it's beautiful. Help win war, beat fascism. I'm all for that, Woody. I'm all for that. 1943, 80 years ago. Love Mama is number 28. Love Papa. Love Pete. Is that Pete Seeger? Number 30. Love Pete Seeger. Love number 31. Love Everybody. It's not that easy to love everybody, but it's worth trying. Worth keeping in the back of your head. Number 32 is make up your mind. You know how many people I know that have the complete inability to make a decision and stick with it? And that holds you back if you can't just decide. I think I read something in the last couple years about these executives at big corporations. It's better, like being decisive is a good thing, where there's all these different moments when an executive makes the wrong decision, but they make it immediately, and they're able to go through and get to the bad outcome and then get past it. And supposedly most of the time that's better than just wallowing and not making a decision. And so like the indecisive person is worse off, because you can make the wrong decision, fail at it, and recover quicker and be ahead quicker in a better way than if you just, never made a decision and just sat there and stewed on it. It's an interesting thought. Don't hold me to any of that, but I read it in a fancy magazine. It must be good. And the last one is number 33, wake up and fight. I'm sure that's a metaphor, but that's a pretty good one. Wake up and fight. I'm going to write that one on my desk also. We all fight our own battles in whatever way, but get out there and do it. I guess that's probably what Woody is thinking right there. I really, really hope sometime this year I'll go to Oklahoma for the Woody Guthrie Center, and also to see the new Bob Dylan Center there in Tulsa. And I'd like to get back to Okemah also. I haven't been to Okemah in 7 or 8 years. Would like to go there. Has anybody been to the new Bob Dylan Center? What's it called? It's the Bob Dylan Museum where his archives are. Has anybody been there? I want to go to that really bad. And that I'm going to do that sometime this year. I'm going to try to get myself to do that. Those of you who have been, did they let you take pictures? Did they let people make videos in there? I would think not. And it'd probably be good if they didn't allow it. But if they allow it, that'd be pretty cool. I could walk through there and, film some of it and show it to you guys. But if they don't allow it, I get it. That would be bad. It could be distracting for people. So I wouldn't fault them for not allowing it. But anyway, I'd like to do those things. What do you guys, do you have something you really want to do this year? Is there something you really wanting to work towards? You can tell me down below. And it's not a bad thing to not say it out loud, like to the people in your life. Sometimes it's easier to talk about it to strangers, because if I have something that I'm trying to do, something I'm trying to achieve that's really hard, something I want to do, 99% of the time I won't say it out loud. I won't tell anybody, and I'll just try. And it's easier if I don't talk about it. I'm more likely to do it, or at least make a big effort towards it, if I don't talk about it. I think talking about it, you get some kind of, you get the same dopamine rush, or the same satisfaction that you would have gotten if you would have actually done it. So you end up not doing it. I think that people talk about the things they want to do. I don't want to say a little too much. That sounds kind of harsh, but I think for me personally, it's detrimental to making things happen. I'm not sure what you guys think about that. But, is there anything you want to do? I'll leave you with this idea. And this is a hard thing to put into words, but I really believe it. When I was a kid, I have a squirrel down here wanting some peanuts or something, and I got nothing. But when I was a kid, my guidance counselor would pull me into office. He said, what do you want to do? Which I think is a ridiculous thing to ask a kid. What do you want to do for the rest of your life? And you're just a kid. It's like, I want to be a kid. But they would ask you those things, and you're supposed to have answers. And to reassure me, adults would always like to tell you, especially guidance counselors and people like that, that, you can do anything that you want to do in this world. You can do it. Anything you want to do, you can do it. And they meant well, but that did not resonate with me at all, because I was surrounded by people who never really did that much. Like everybody I knew, I come from a background where people got out of high school and went to the factory, and they worked jobs that they hated. Nobody had careers, and nobody liked their jobs, but it's just what they did. And I always thought, as a kid, I don't think this is what they want to do, and they just didn't see a way to do anything else. And the idea that I could do anything I wanted, or, anybody could. And I would think of the kid in school who had cancer, and they wanted to be cancer-free, but just wanting it wouldn't make that happen. I'd see people in really bad situations, and just wanting something to change wouldn't change it. Or something as frivolous as like, okay, I want to play center for the Pacers. I'll just ignore the fact that I'm completely mediocre athlete. I'm 6'1". I can't shoot worth a crap. I'm extremely slow. There's way faster kids in the school, but I'm gonna magically, just because I want it really bad, I'm gonna play for the Pacers. That's ridiculous. The point is, if I haven't lost you already, if they would have told me, Otis, you can do so much more than you think you can, that would have resonated. That would have resonated so much more. And I got so far into life before I came to that realization. I can't do everything. Everything I want to do, anything I want to do is not within reach. But man, I can do so much more than I think I can. If you push yourself, you can do more than you think you can. Anybody who has ever been in the military and went through basic training and seen the hell they put you through just to teach you that lesson, you can do more than you think you can. There's so many things with sports and stuff like that. I'm guessing there's moments when those of you who went to college, that, you had that one professor that just, really reached you, and you realized you could do so much more. If you learn to play guitar, and you're like, man, I don't know how these people do these pentatonic scale, this amazing pentatonic scale. I don't know how they do it. And one day you're able to do it, the amazing pentatonic scale. But the person, first time you try to do a little Travis picking, or you're trying to get that thumb going independent of your fingers, and like, how the hell can I do this? Or just a Scotty Moore thing, or just the folk finger roll thing. And then one day you can do it. So it seemed impossible to me, and now I sing songs without even thinking about what I'm doing on guitar, and I'm doing that, that pattern in my right hand, not even thinking about it at all. Just completely normal. Just, you can do more than you think you can. So if you're trying something this year, and you're worried you might not be able to do it, just give it a try. Just try. Put some effort into it, and don't beat yourself up if it doesn't come quickly or early. Just try to find the fun in it and keep doing it. And that's a good place. That's a good place to be if you're just trying and having fun with it. Good things come from that. You can do more than you think you can. That's my rant to myself of the last 25 years of my life. First 25, not so much. But the squirrel keeps looking at me over here. The squirrel's like, you can do more than you think you can, Otis. You can go find those peanuts and give them to me. And I will do that here in just a little bit as he looks around the tree from me. I am about to leave on a road trip. I'll be gone for about 2 weeks. I'm not going to say where I'm going, but you will find out very shortly. I may not post very many videos while I'm gone, but I will be doing quite a few interviews and stocking up. So when I get back, there's going to be a lot of great stuff on this channel. That stuff is made possible by the people who have joined the Patreon, and and also become channel members here on YouTube. And those people are making that possible, where I can go get those interviews to share with everybody. If you feel like you want to come and join, that area and help out also, you're more than welcome. It's a fun little place for people to be. If you don't want to do that, that's fine also. It's completely cool. I'm just glad you're here, and I appreciate those of you who have hit the tip jar in the last year and all that and kept this channel alive. And I'm looking forward to lots of good things this year. So anyway, I'm going to go back inside, warm up, and get some peanuts for these squirrels, and I'll talk to you soon. Much love to you.